him about fallen angels?
Because I'm in America.
Give me Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, y'all. We're going to start at verse 6. But before we do that, chapter 61, y'all write these down. What does it say, Hebrew?
The book of Joshua, chapter.
Which one you in? Make sure it say the same thing.
That's 65.
And y'all can trace these names of Esau's son back to Genesis 36. And we're going to see something in here, y'all. This ain't nothing new.
That's right.
About bestiality. All of this stuff was done in the land of Canaan. When we start off in Leviticus 17 and 18th chapter, it says these things that's going on in the land of Canaan is creating this atmosphere. The Anunnaki, or whatever they call, how do you pronounce that? The Nephilims, when you look up Hebrew Nephilim, what does it say?
Giants.
Does it say men? Great men. It says giants. So y'all can Google giant skulls found. You'll find skulls as big as that pole right there in the white, a head of a skull. Just yesterday in the Huffington Post, look at the mammoth elephant they just found. When did they roam this earth? Go ahead, let's get that, y'all. We got about 10 minutes.
Which one you want, 61?
Yeah, 61. Let's talk about verse 15, the book of Joshua. If y'all got it, read along. Then give me that Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14.
61 and 15.
Yeah.
64.
Joshua 61 and 15. And Zepho went and he saw, and behold, there was a large cave at the bottom of the mountain.
Now, Zepho is a son of Esau. Shalom, y'all. You read all through Genesis 36 chapter, you'll see it's the same Zepho.
Yeah, Chronicles 2.
And in Chronicles, in the book of Chronicles, you'll see, so Joshua's matching up. Read on out.
And Zepho, when he saw, behold, there was a large cave at the bottom of the mountain.
Right.
And there was a great stone there at the entrance of the cave.
Right.
And Zepho split the stone, and he came into the cave, and he looked, and behold, a large animal was devouring the ox.
What was it devouring?
The ox. From the middle upward.
From the middle upward,
it resembled a man.
Y'all see that? From the middle upward, it was a man. Go ahead.
And from the middle downward, it resembled an animal. And Zepho rose up against the animal and slew it with his sword.
See, this beast was eating up all the cattle and everything. It was devouring everything, living in a cave. Zepho, an Edomite, went in there and killed it. He became a great man behind that. So, y'all, these things of mixing seeds, this been going on since day one. They've been doing this. The only way they're doing it now is in a laboratory. When they take a man's sperm and they take a beast sperm and they mix them together.
Jaheezy, what we talking about that? All the species they came up with in the laboratory over there, what was that?
Yeah, it was on the bridge. It was like about 1,500 species that they created in the lab.
That was something else.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, in the days of Noah, though, these things were going on in the days of Noah before the Lord brought the flood. So the next element the Lord gonna put on everybody is that fire. That's what he coming with this time to destroy the earth. But Christ said it would be just like what was going on in the days of Noah. That's what's going on.
Right. But see, you got the transhumanism part, post-humanism part too. Not just like the mixing of different species, but we're going to become cyborgs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Dick Cheney
androids.
Right. Dick Cheney had a pulse in over 4 years. You know what I'm saying? They put an electronic device in his chest. He has no pulse.
Yeah, he ain't even living.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, hey.
Give me I also want Genesis where the yo, they ain't showing you all. Go ahead, AZ, what you got?
I was just gonna add to that. It's a YouTube site called the Age.
Hold it down, y'all.
It's called Age of Deceit: Fallen Angels in the Philippines.
Yeah, what?
And you can look up that on YouTube, and it'll just break down how they just found the bones of angels all throughout North America. The thing that was making mention of these giants that they had pulled up from all over the world, not just here, but over there in the old country too. They found angels that's like 4 stories, 5 stories, heads that wouldn't even fit in this basin, you know what I mean?
Either y'all, we need that to be proved as a hoax, or it's the real deal. Go ahead, brother.
It's called Age of Deceit, Fallen Angel, Nephilim.
Yeah, Nephilim. Well, if that's the case, then, before we move on, y'all, did you finish that up, man? Genesis 6, that was good. Hold on. Well, it said, y'all read that Genesis 61 and 15, y'all read that out. But go back to Genesis 6 and 4, because there's something very important in there, that these giants was before the flood, and they were after. So what we need to know is, where did they come back up, the word giant? Because we see the Israelites, every time they go into the land of Canaan, they said these men were so tall. And what was Goliath? 9'6", 6 fingers on each hand, and 6 toes on each foot.
And then also, when we finna go to the Genesis 6:4 again, you notice that it said that there was, that we're going to read that it was giants also in the days after that.
Right.
So we can go to Deuteronomy, the 3rd chapter, and read a guy who was 13'5".
That's right.
You know, yeah.
So when you talking about 13 feet, hell, that's almost 3 of me.
Right.
In the early 1900s, in the 1800s, whenever somebody would walk up to a native would come up to him and he'd say, "Ah," he'd raise his hand like that. The reason they did that was to count the fingers and make sure
Right.
5 to 6.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it was still those beings in the 1800s that was here still, all the way up to the early 1900s.
Bird effect.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 4.
What it say?
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old men of renown.
See, so this same thing repeated. It's saying the same thing happened. These are men of old. It's the same thing going on. It's the same thing gonna go on, y'all, very shortly. What y'all see today, if y'all see right here these transgenders now and these different things, have y'all been seeing these women, this transgender? Now, if you go into them and they done had their parts cut out and changed to something else, because the beauty that they made this man, they've changed the order. They ain't changed the DNA. It's still XX for a woman and XY for a man. They can't change the DNA. They are trying to do it, but if you see this woman and when you realize she showed you her grade school picture, and she's Timothy instead of Tamara,
it's gonna be a
you
problem.
don't have a problem.
Yeah.
What you got, brother?
Yeah, I just want to quick precept, Deuteronomy 3 and 11. It says, "For only Og king of Bashan remained of the remnant of the giants. Behold, his bedstead was a bedstead of iron. Is it not Rabath, the children of Ammon, 9 cubits?"
Look, what he's saying is already, what he's saying is right there, he's talking about his bedstead, how big his bed is. So it ain't talking about just a powerful man. It's telling you what it takes for him to lay down on it.
It says 9 cubits was the length thereof, and 4 cubits the breadth of it.
What is cubit? 18 inches or from the tip of your elbow to the tip of your finger. Now to me, that may not be 18, but to Zeb, it may be 19 or 20.
That's 13 and a half feet.
That's 13 and a half feet bed. Look, most doorways are 8 feet. So when you add 13, how much more is that? 13, 8, 5 more? Math ain't that good, but 5 more feet above that doorway right there. So that's how long his bed was. Shaq only 7'2", 7'1". We're talking about a bedstead probably taller than this roof, and it's explaining how big his bed was. That takes your mind off. Oh man, that was just great men. No, he was great inside, because cubic measurement is what cubic measurement is. And it said his bedstead, so it got him off thinking that this is just a superhero it's talking about. It's telling you this is what we consider a giant. Where you at, brother?
Hey, he got his bed is 13.5 feet long and 6 feet wide.
That's what I said. You can count the squares at the floor and get a vision of how big it is.
Right.
Now, what would you call that? That's way surpass a king size.
Way surpass the California king.
Right. I got another one. What you got? Hold on, let me get that back up. We run out of time. We got a few more minutes. What you got?
This is Book of Enoch, chapter 19.
What it say?
And Uriel said to me, here shall stand the angels who have connected themselves with women, and their spirits assuming many different forms are defiling mankind, and shall lead them astray into sacrificing to demons as gods. Here shall they stand till the day of the great judgment, in which they shall be judged till they are made an end of. And the women also of the angels who went astray shall become sirens.
Now give me 1 Corinthians 11. Y'all, we're going to roll with these last three. I need Wisdom of Solomon 14, 1 Corinthians 11, and Jude. Because it says the women have to be covered because of the what? If this about the righteous man, what is it about a righteous man that a woman has to be covered up? What's the problem?
I got you.
And then we got, then I want the Corinthians where Eve was seduced. That 1 Corinthians 5. 2 Corinthians 5. So y'all, we're going to roll through these, y'all. We're going to be on out of here. I want that Wisdom of Solomon 14, verse 6 is what I'm getting right to. And you're going to see it's all still tying into the same thing, y'all. Be ready for the supernatural things that's about to hit this earth. Y'all, this realm is going to open up. And think about this. Google gravity or can a man grow in outer space? There's no gravity, y'all. When you bring no gravity to this world, there's nothing holding the spine down. Actually, if I was in outer space, y'all, right now, I could slam dunk. Because my spine gonna stretch. I go from 5'11" and a half than I am now to about 6'2". Y'all looking like, well, you ain't 5'11". Just say this, y'all. If y'all fell off to sleep, they ain't saying nothing. Y'all right. Like, oh man, I thought he was 2 foot something.
Right down 2 Peter 2, verse 4 too, that's another witness. It says, for if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment.
So what does that mean? Does that mean that righteous men turn and they will put in chains?
That's what they saying. That's us. That's right. That's their doctrine. We are the angels that kept out our first estate. We were thrown in chains, slavery, and our understanding of our dark. That's what darkness is. Our understanding left us.
Well, then it still comes down to the problematic issue was sex with somebody else's woman create men of renown.
Famous men.
Famous men. So if you do it like that, no matter how you word it, then all of the sex with other nations, their offspring should be men of renown.
That don't make sense.
It don't make sense. Let's hit that. Let's hit those, y'all, right quick. Where we at? I need the Wisdom of Solomon 14, 1 through 6, and I need Jude, the book of Jude, y'all.
I got that. And then he got 6 Corinthians.
Then y'all read in the book of Tobit in the Apocrypha of the angel that was killing every husband of Sarah, Tobiah's wife, or Tobit's wife, that he was about to marry. They said 7 men. That was Asmodeus. When you look up that says a demon. So if this is a demon killing men, so if it was a natural man or carnal man, don't you think they'd have guards standing out by the door? And if you start reading what drove him away, hell, chitlins don't drive you away. How you gonna put some fish gall on here and think it's gonna drive the ungodly away? Right. And it should. If it's talking about smell, just like David played the evil spirits away, you have to explain what was that? Was that some man that was throwing behind Saul? Y'all, you know why? Because the order was to have children, like women who was barren, women who can have children. Their handmaid, when the time for birth came, would sit on their lap while they having the baby. And then that would be their child. That was a practice through Israel for a barren woman who could, like Sarah did that with Abraham. Hagar sat on her lap.
Midwife.
Bilhah, Naphtali's mom, that we just read about the book of Naphtali, she sat on Rachel's lap. And that was her son. When you read Genesis 35th chapter, what Judah did, the brother Judah was supposed to give Tamar to the baby brother, because two brothers had died with no son, and he went into her. I ain't talking about Chris Brown, Judah.
Chris Brown.
Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 1.
What it say? Y'all, we got but 3 more. Y'all will be closing out because I want to hit the New Testament, and you'll see everything about sons of God is after the last trump is blown. That we become sons of God. Y'all, we sons of Jacob right now, trying to become sons of God. Right. But these evil spirits are about to be released into the earth, y'all, right now. Look, that one that just won a beauty pageant, if she showed up in a bar right now, see, spirits lie in liquor. That's why they call distilled spirits.
Right.
Those spirits will alter your thinking when you see that. You lick both eyebrows like a windshield wiper, like looking at a woman that used to be a man. And then when you go to bed with her like Eddie Murphy did, you got some problems. You done went into strange flesh now. This is not a woman to be called strange flesh or strange wife. This is strange flesh because a man is not supposed to enter the flesh of another man. Nor into the flesh of another beast. Nor into the flesh of an angel. Look at the movie Splice, y'all. Y'all don't think they ain't getting us ready for something. Malik can't stand to watch it past a certain point. He's like that on The Exorcist with me. Y'all also get a movie called The Entity. Let's roll, y'all, because we ain't got nothing but a few seconds. Y'all get the movie called The Entity, and they actually got it in film. A woman being raped by a demon. It's actually on film. Flip her legs up like that and go to work.
And Rosemary's Baby.
And Rosemary's Baby. Y'all, this is why everything there's an orgy tied to that form or that gods are worshiping them demons. What they do is get everybody in a frenzy. When you read about Sodom and Gomorrah, that's what it was. Continual orgies every day. When Moses went up to the mountain and they made Molech, what was the next thing they was doing? In an orgy. The Lord said, I heard a shout from Israel down there. Moses ain't been up in the mountain but a couple days. He said, what's that noise I heard? Moses said, Lord, they hollering your name. They hollering your name. He's like, no. That's a different kind of holler. That ain't a holy shout. That sounds like an after midnight holler. The children rose up to play because Molech requires orgy and children sacrifice and the drinking of blood. Because life is in the blood. And since in our blood, DNA, the DNA from Adam, it causes us to die and to corrupt. That's why this blood and this flesh cannot enter into the kingdom. You will never see blood enter into this kingdom, not this blood. When you transform, it's going to be a different blood running through your veins. The blood that cannot, wickedness has no power over it. When you get sick, sickness enters into your blood. Even if you ain't never ate pork. What's the other term they use to it from a sin passed down? Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Your parents is passing the disease seed on through the blood. Make sure we get that Deuteronomy 23:10 is talking about a man having a nocturnal emission in his mind. So I want y'all to think about the supernatural. When you can do some work in your sleep and you charge with a crime. Now who else gonna know? If you wake up with the saw on. What caused that? And you laying flat on your back like this, watching a movie in your mind. Hell, if you good with hand techniques, it takes a while. But this is no friction. You're just like this. And you accused of a sin if you don't cleanse yourself. Yo, we ain't, this is at another level, y'all. How can you be charged with sin about what you dream about? That tells you how far the Most High looks into your heart. Why? Because you can do this all day. Good morning, sister. And how's your grandmother? And the next breath, and none of us can tell that. You can go to sleep at night and dream about that sister that may belong to somebody else, and you wake up and think you got away. That's why we just read the scripture. When you awake, wake to what? Right. How you gonna wake up with that? Damn, it was a cool dream. Ooh, if Jay-Z knew how I had Beyonce last night. You think that's a game with the Most High? Because it was a dream? No, you charged with that sin. We're gonna hit these last few, y'all. We're gonna close out. Where we at? Wisdom of Solomon. Hit that, man.
Chapter 14, verse 1.
What it say?
Again, one preparing himself to sail, and about to pass through the raging waves, calleth upon a piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carrieth him. For verily, desire of gain divides that, and the workman built it by his skill. But thy providence, thy providence, O Father, governoreth it. For thou hast made a way in the sea, and a safe path in the waves.
Right.
Showing that thou canst save all dangers.
From all dangers.
From all dangers. Yea, though a man went to sea without art, nevertheless, thou wouldest not that the works of thy wisdom shall be idle, and therefore do men commit their lives to small pieces of wood, and passing the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved.
So who he's talking about is this? Passing through rough waters in a small piece of wood.
No.
Okay, let's keep reading.
For in the old time
also. In the what time?
The old time also.
When you think they're talking about old time, what are they talking about?
Genesis.
They talking about before the flood. Go ahead, brother.
When the proud giants perished.
When the proud who?
Giants perished.
Uh-huh.
The hope of the world governed by thy hand escaped in a weak vessel and left to all ages the seed of generation.
So, and you can get back into Genesis 9 chapter and you will see that Noah's, Genesis 6 chapter, that Noah's seed was perfect. It was not tainted with giant DNA. His seed was perfect. He kept it with the women. He saw what they was doing to beasts. Look, and it tells you from the beginning, Adam didn't see a help me for him. You didn't think Adam was watching multiplying when he was looking at them two animals, male and female? That's why the Lord intervened quickly. Hold on. Got to get him somebody for him. He need a woman. Don't like the way he's looking at this sheep. Found the help meet for him because the animals had their own help meet. Y'all, let's hit this. Y'all, let's hit these. Let's go on. Y'all read Job. Y'all write these down. Job 40 and 41. All of these, y'all, are before Adam, when Job is talking, because he's talking about Behemoth and Leviathan. And David talked about Behemoth and Leviathan. I'm just going to write these down, y'all, because we're about ready to get out. Job 40 and 41 chapter. And then you want to read Psalms 72, 74, and 12. And Psalms I need that book of Jude too, though, while y'all right. Psalm 104:23. Y'all look at all of them, and you're going to see some things going on in what David is talking about. Y'all, we're going to just hit that, y'all make sure y'all read that 1 Corinthians 11, because of the angels.
All right, this is the book of Jude. The book of Jude is only one chapter. We start at verse 1.
Yeah.
Jude. Well, wait there, right here. Book of Jude, the book right before Revelation. We're going to read 1 through 6.
Y'all, I just want to read these last ones in the New Testament so y'all see what the sons of God, what makes you become the sons of God. You know, and it's not just keeping the word, because it's saying there has to be a change of your body. Look, if everything is talking about Enoch and we don't have Enoch writings, what are we to do?
Like if Enoch prophesying, he got writings. What
Right.
You can't trust that one, brother.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, this is the book of Jude, chapter 1. Well, it's only one chapter.
Right.
Book of Jude, verse 1. Jude, the servant of Jesus Christ, Yahushua, that's the name of Hebrew.
That's right.
And brother of James, to them that are sanctified by God the Father, and preserved in Jesus Christ, and called, mercy unto you, and peace and love be multiplied. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith. What should you do? Earnestly contend for the faith, right? Which was once delivered unto the saints. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, right? Ungodly men, turning the grace of our God into lasciviousness, and denying the only Lord God and our Lord Jesus Christ. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not, and the angel.
And see, look, y'all, what is that, another word? And. See, if it's talking about righteous men, you already got that before.
Right.
You got that coming out of Sodom and out of Egypt, where they was in the wilderness. He destroyed them. Now he's finna go to this other flesh. And if it's the same people, what's the and in there for?
Right. Which is and is a conjunction word.
That's right.
It adds on. It's something in addition to what you read. So right here it say, and the angels, which kept not their first estate.
See, how you gonna go from this over here and you're not saying them coming out from Mount Sinai to keep their first estate? See, an estate is an order. There's an order for different ones. He said, look, and it's even reached the heavenly realm. They ain't even kept their first estate. Right. It's wicked in the whole realm of things. If Satan is the prince of the airways, that's why his music and things that go on in the air controls everything. Go ahead, bro. Where you at?
Yeah, that's Ephesians, 2nd chapter, 2 and 2. Prince of the airways.
That's right.
Verse 6. It say, and the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation.
What they leave?
Left their own habitation.
Where's the angels' habitation at?
In the heavens.
Look, the book of Job, chapter 1 and chapter 2 say the sons of God and Satan came with them. Talk about the earth. So this is before Job was even breaking down things. So are those sons of God men? Because Job is hearing about something from the beginning. And he asked Satan, what are you talking about? Well, look, you're serving Job. He's like, look, I know Job well. You think this some man just coming to God, hey, God, guess what? Yeah. I can make this man, sin on your behalf. And the Lord answering him? Right. It said, well, you've been saying to and fro in the earth, seeking whom I may devour.
Because that's what's taught. In Genesis 6, they say the sons of God are Adam's seed. You know what I'm saying? But in Job, it say the sons of God had to come holler at the Lord, and Satan was there too.
Right.
So if those ain't angels, what sons of God going to holler at the Lord on a daily basis? Like summoned to him. Right. Everybody got to show up, and the Lord made them give an account of what they see. That's in the book of Job. So those are angels. Those are not men that just so happen to know they're Israelites. All right, verse 6 again. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left her own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains of darkness unto the judgment of the great day.
See, that's the difference, y'all. That one key word, and, changes the understanding of the whole scripture. If they don't read and, then they can manipulate